Hey everybody, welcome back to CuttinTrails. So, if you saw in the last video, my ATV blew the belt, but there's a little story behind that. So obviously you guys saw me rebuild the gearbox and everything. Well, took it out, ran fine and everything, but then it seemed like the belt was catching on the clutch. So some things that I noticed was, one, a little bit of a squeal. When I was at a stop and I released off the brake and I was still in high, it would kind of surge a little bit. Not much, just you had to really pay attention to it. Well, kept riding around. It went away. The squeal went away. So, I mean, it was a new belt. I really didn't properly break it in. So this may just be because of that, but I think there's a little bit more to it. So I got to dive into that. But yeah, so at the end of the video, I blew the belt and I had to get towed back up to the farm, and then now we got to work on it. But a couple other things I want to work on is my throttle cable was like rubbing since I've got it or something, and it kind of kinked it a little bit. So I got a new throttle cable for it that we're gonna replace, and I'm still having hard shift problems. So it still wants to get caught up in shifting. So low to high, high to park, like whatever. It's just really hard to shift. So I did a little bit of research, and there's a one-way bearing in the clutch, and so I bought a new one-way bearing. So we're gonna be doing that. But also for winter projects, because winter's coming, I picked up something. Picked up two things actually. One's probably gonna be really easy. The other one is gonna be a little bit more work. But here they are. So, got me a 2x4 Polaris. So the story behind this is that it ran when it was parked, and the reason why it was parked was because there was a fuel leak. And there's obviously some type of leak because it's leaking in my garage. So it's a 2-stroke. I don't know what CC it is or anything like that, but we're gonna strip this down, clean it up, and then put it all back together. Plastics are not even all that bad on it. You know, it looks like there was a rack up here that may have broke off, so we'll see about doing something about that, or do nothing about it. But you know, it should turn out to be a good ATV for somebody in the future, you know. And then the other thing is this little guy. Now the story behind this is that it ran and then they just parked it. So we're not just going to start it up right away. We are going to clean it up first. Not much cleaning up, but you know, it's been sitting for a couple years. So we're gonna change out the fuel, check spark plugs, check compression, check the air filter, do the basics, and then we're gonna start up. Maybe lube up the chain a little bit. Plastics, pretty good. But you know, this is like those Coleman bikes that you buy at Lowe's or whatever. And I think this is like the Baumgart's edition. I haven't really looked into it too much. Monster Moto is the one that makes it. Looks to be like 80 cc maybe. There's an 80 on there, but we're not gonna. So maybe she goes, maybe she don't, but we're gonna find out. And I think I might just hold on to this because, you know, I feel kind of comfortably on this. This is not a bad ride, you know. Just kind of, so kind of big enough for adults. So maybe this would be like my pit bike or something, but I don't know where to start with first. I think I'm gonna start with this thing because it's the easiest thing to get done. Then we're gonna move to the ATV to check that. Oh yeah, another thing that's going on with it. So this front wheel bearing is squeaky. So I'll be going along and it's just, so we got to dive into that. I know exactly when it happened. We were at an OHV park. What was it? Whispering Meadows. So we were at Whispering Meadows, and I was going up a hill, and and it was really rocky, and I really nailed a rock really hard on this one side. Then it squeaked ever since. Hasn't really, you know, it would come and go, didn't really look into it. Could be just grease, but I think maybe the bearing went out in it. So we got a little bit of work to do for this that needs to get done before winter, before snowfall, because I got to hook up the snowplow to plow my driveway. Otherwise, I have to shovel, and I don't like to shovel. So that's what we got going on. Also, some things going on. We got a ride coming up, so that's our fall ride to check out the fall colors. So those of you that stay tuned to the channel, I hope you guys show up, and I hope it's enjoyable. Last fall, we kind of missed the fall colors a little bit by like a week, but you know, weather changes all the time. So hopefully it's starting to get chilly. Hopefully the fall colors kick in by the time of the ride, and that is October 12th. And then, if you didn't know, I'm getting married on October 26th. So 2 weeks later, yeah, so Amber and I are getting married. So there's that. So I'm super busy. So sorry if we're in project zone time, but we've been putting a lot of money towards the wedding. So traveling has not really been a thing this summer. But I got away with buying some project stuff. So she was not mad, but she definitely was kind of like, what'd you buy now? But she did not call up the marriage, so we're still getting married, thank God. So, all right guys, so yeah, we're gonna start with this little guy right here. It shouldn't take too long. And then we'll start on this for our next video. And then we'll figure out why I blew the belt on this. It shouldn't have blown. And we'll dive in all this other crap. Maybe we'll rebuild the clutch. Maybe put a little spice in the clutch later on. So we'll see what that is. The clutch needs a complete rebuild. Why not rebuild it with a little bit of spice? Oh, and of course, subscribe to the channel, like the video. That little bell notification thing, if you want to get notified whenever we post new videos, which is about every other week right now, click that bell and just be like, boom, all notifications. That would really help us out, really help the channel. We're getting really close to getting monetized. So there's that. Oh, and plus, I'm working on a website so that we can start selling merch. So that is coming soon, hopefully this winter. So that, working on that too. So I'm staying busy for you guys. So please subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. Go to our Facebook, follow us on there. But thank you. All right, so we got 4 bolts that are mounting this gas tank on. So they're down there. Fuel line, 2 other bolts right here. There's our spark plug. This is gonna be super easy, super fast. We got our air filter here, which is really clean. That's surprising. That is not bad at all. Oh, I can smell the fuel right now. All right, so I'm gonna get these bolts off. I'll let you know how much of a pain in the ass that those were. All right, so I got those 4 bolts out. Super easy. Move this hose out of the way for this tough one, and then finally, I bet you this engineer was a mechanic. He put a little bit of a loop right there, a little bit of cutaway, so you can get a extension in there to get the bolt out. I bet you that engineer that designed that was a mechanic. All right, so fuel line now. All right, got the fuel tank out. I'm kind of holding the fuel right now from leaking everywhere. Got a little bit on the ground. Yeah, I mean, she's pretty clean. So that's going to give us easy access to the carburetor and the spark plug. And then we should be able to check compression, just because. I doubt anything's wrong with it. And then try and fire it up. That is honestly not a bad spark plug. That's not fouled, a little bit of carbon, but okay. compression test. All right, so we got this set up. We got the spark plug pulled out. We got our compression tester hooked up. These are really nice to have if you're like me and you rebuild stuff or you buy stuff off Marketplace and you want to test it before you just destroy the engine, find out the condition of it. And I'll tell you what, your friends are probably going to borrow it every now and then too if they work on stuff. So we're just going to roll this to the compression side. See what we get. 60, 85, 90 psi compression. That is not bad at all for a 4-stroke. If it was a 2-stroke, it'd be somewhere around I think 125 is what the minimum for a 2-stroke is. And I'm not a fan of 2-strokes, even though I got to rebuild one this winter. So easy enough. That's done. Well, next step would be to clean up the carburetor. So we'll get that taken off and spray it out. Make sure there's no bad fuel in there, and then put it all back together. Put some clean gas in it and crank it up. All right, the idle is a little off, so I gotta adjust the throttle cable. Throttle's a little sticky. It could definitely use, and the carburetor's a little gummy, but just get it done. I think ride around for a bit, should work out. Get the job done. Be a nice little pit bike or something. Not bad. gonna keep trying to clean out this car by running it. I don't think it's the car, but I think it's my fat ass. I think it's a great bike for a little kid or an adult. It seems that, so if I try to throttle it, my weight, 200 plus pounds, I guess, kind of bogs it down because it's trying to go, but the engine speed pushing back, and it kind of floods the engine. But when it dies, I just get off, pull start it right back up. It does just fine. So yeah, project 1 of 3 done. And yes, it is the easiest one of them. And all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Like I said before, subscribe, like the video. If you guys ever pick up something like this, those are kind of like the steps to go through to just before you start cranking on it and everything. You didn't test drive it or nothing, so like, I got it sight unseen, didn't try and start it up. I just loaded it in the back of the truck and said, okay, here you go, and I'll make it work. So little few things I did just to make sure that it was going to be good, so I don't burn up the engine or damage it or something like that. Like, obviously I changed out the fuel. That's my biggest concern. And then, since I was in there, just check spark plugs. It's quick, easy. It's took me about 2 hours to do it, maybe even less. So there you go. Like I said, keep watching, more to come. We got some rides set up hopefully this winter when it snows, and hopefully it freezes, and then we'll find some races to go to. I gotta get some more studs in my tires. But yeah, there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Ride safe, take care.